So what a weekend it was to be in Norman, Oklahoma, where the Oklahoma Sooners hosted their spring game in front of a ton of fans, a ton of top high school football players, and even some key transfer portal names that we covered last week. But today, we need to talk about an addition that the Sooners got via the transfer portal, one that I know is going to excite OU fans everywhere, as Oklahoma reaches once again into the transfer portal and lands former SMU starting center Branson Hickman. And today we've got to break it down. But before we can, as always, y'all know the drill. I've got to hear from you. Hop down to the comments. Give me a Y for yes, N for no. Are you excited that Branson Hickman commits to Oklahoma? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like and comment down below. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And one of the things we've talked about a few times over here on the channel is that if you must list an offensive concern for the Oklahoma Sooners, I think you're well placed in talking about the offensive line. Now, as we've also mentioned time and time again, OU is one of the few teams in the nation that almost gets the benefit of the doubt anytime there may be some concern on the offensive line because of who the offensive line coach is. Coach Biedenbow gets it right far more often than he gets it wrong. He has gotten unbelievable eye for evaluating talent, and he has got a keen ability to develop the talent he gets in. So having said that, the concern being the offensive line, you almost expect it to get figured out at some point through the season, and hopefully sooner rather than later, no pun intended. But Oklahoma looked like they were trending in a positive direction with some of the additions they got out the transfer portal. However, Troy Everett, a guy that they were really excited about, gets hurt in the spring portion, and that kind of puts them right back to the drawing board. Well, luckily, another addition came available, one that it did not take long for Brent Venables and company to jump on, and that's Branson Hickman. Hickman is graded as one of the top centers in the nation if you look at Pro Football Focus. His overall grade is easily a top 10 in all of college football this past season, and because of that, OU fans need to be very excited that you add him into this room. Not only because he's someone that you can rely on, he's got experience, he has the eligibility left, but also because of his play, because of how good he was. He didn't allow a sack, and I think if you're Oklahoma, that's something you need to be very excited about. Because yes, you must protect your quarterback from the outside, but in the SEC, they're going to try and rush you through the middle. They're going to try and generate pressure via the interior, and now you have a guy at center, the hardest and most difficult position to play on the offensive line, in my opinion, because you have got to snap the ball and then block. You now have a guy that has that experience. He has seen a ton of football, and that's something you need to be very excited about, especially as you have a young quarterback behind him. I think that's going to be something that really helps this Oklahoma Sooners offensive line, and now Hickman gets to be coached by none other than Coach Biedenbow, who we've talked about time and time again being an expert in terms of developing the guys he gets in. So what does this mean for the Sooners as a whole? Well, I think if you're an OU fan, you have got to be really relieved with this addition. Yes, there's still work to be done on the offensive line, but this absolutely answers a major question. And look, Oklahoma fans were excited about some of the guys they had in the room, some of the young guys that were trending in a positive direction, but experience is a massive, massive thing. Getting a guy that has that experience, that's seen things in college football, that's compelling. And there's a reason why Brent Venables is after it, not only on the offensive line, but also on the defensive front, where once again, you have guys that you're really excited about. Guys such as Jackson, guys such as Stone, who are young, very talented, but they don't have experience. And that doesn't automatically mean that they won't be stellar players. Let's understand that right now. But that experience is something that you would rather have in terms of having someone who you know is very talented, who's seen a lot of college football action, because it can help the guys behind them grow. And that's something I'm really interested in seeing. So I have no doubt that Oklahoma fans are very excited. And look, this wasn't the only commitment they got. They also got a huge win for an incredibly talented prospect in the 2027 class. The only reason we're not going to dive into that is because there is nothing but time and opportunity between now and when that signing day comes about. So we'll worry about that at a later date. But know this, Brent Venables and company continue proving they are a force on the recruiting trail, both in terms of acquiring top high school prospects and in terms of acquiring top transfer portal prospects. I mean, you look, and the spring game should be evident enough of this, where Deion Burks was sensational, and I can't wait to see what he does for the Sooners this season, as I know all Oklahoma fans are really excited about his production and his upside. But I can't wait to hear from you. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. This is a massive addition. As I said, in my opinion, left tackle, or whatever the blindside tackle position is, and center are the two key positions on the offensive line that you really need to have figured out. And luckily for Oklahoma, you got a guy in Hickman that grades as one of the top centers in all of college football and has a ton of experience, and that, in my opinion, is really exciting. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. That's it. See ya.